remaining positive, I mean, that's the main thing, because I think that throughout this entire time, I remember when I was a kid, um, you know, I would get beat up at home, for one reason or another, whether I did something wrong or whether I didn't do something wrong or whether, I reacted to something. It was always a reason, right? And I would always get abused at home, right? And as a kid, I was really smart, man. I don't know how is it. I guess because I started to smoke bud, right? I started to uh, forget about what was done to me, right? And I remember that as a kid, I was smarter because uh, at home I couldn't do my homework because they wouldn't allow me. Like the kids that I grew up with, the so-called family that I grew up with, the other kids, they wouldn't leave me alone. They would hit me, for one reason or another. They would create, this scene that always led me to, how would you say it, to do something, to lead me to getting abused, right? To getting hit, right? And so I realized that I couldn't do my homework at home. I realized that I had to hide, right? I realized that, you know, that I had to stay away from them as much as possible, right? And so at school, uh, after the day, there's this like 20 minutes, this 30 minutes that they give you of recess, right? When I was like about 6 or 7 years old, there's this time that they give you after the day, and so I would take advantage and I would do my homework then because I knew that at I couldn't do it at home. I couldn't do it at home, so I started to do that. I started to do my homework at school during recess at the end of the day, and that way, I when I got home, I would hide underneath the house. Because over there in the states, well, the wood houses are founded on bricks, right? And so I would hide underneath the house. That's what I would do as a kid. And then I started smoking marijuana, and then I guess I forgot. I started treat my family member, the people, the kids that I grew up with, right? Um, like if nothing had happened. And so I guess that was my mistake, and right now I don't plan on doing the same mistake. I plan to stay away from everybody as much as possible. But what I'm trying to say is that as a kid I was smarter. As a kid I was, how would you say, I was more aware of what I should do and who I should stay away from. And like now, after everything has happened, after being here and after my entire life going from one really messed up situation to another, and prison and rehab and more prison and more rehab and more prison, and it's just chaotic, man. It's been chaotic my entire life. And after all of this, you know, after this boiler room, right? Um, well, the conclusion that I have come to is that there's always going to be people there, regardless of how close they are. I imagine that right now, because they're going to retreat, right? But regardless of how close or how far they are, right? If I remain positive, if I stick to whatever it is that I'm doing, whether it's learning languages, whether it's uh, arts and crafts, whatever it is, as long as I maintain myself in a positive state, increasing, learning, advancing, progress, you know, uh, they will always retreat. They will always retreat with this aggression that they bring upon me, with this, how would you say it, this wicked reality, whatever it is that they bring upon me, harassing me, etc. Whatever it is that they do to try to provoke me, as long as I ignore it, as long as I maintain myself positive, as long as I keep progressing, as long as I show a progress and an extreme progress, I have noticed that they retreat, and not only do they retreat, and this is what I'm make this is the reason that I'm making this video, is because not only do they retreat, but they beg to draw near. They stop the aggression and they start to beg. They start to beg to be part, to be part of me. You know what I'm saying? To want to talk to me, to be part of, who I am. You know what I'm saying? And they start to beg. And so to me, that's the most interesting thing. That's the most interesting thing, that, after, what, harassing and harassing and harassing and leading to a certain point, you know what I'm saying? Where audacity is no longer, it loses its meaning, you know, loses its meaning, you know. So when they get to that point, and then they end up retreating because I'm demonstrating progress, they end up retreating they end up retreating from everything that they're saying. You know what I'm saying? The bluff, it's a bluff. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's very interesting because it reaches that point time and again, and it's like, wait a minute, you just bluffed. You just folded your cards. You know what I'm saying? And it's right after that they start to, give these encouraging, like, start to throw this positive therapy and these encouraging comments and etc etc etc, start to, like, per se pat me on my back, you know and it's the progress. And you're to say what it is, it's progress, it's demonstration, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's maintaining myself, it's not reacting to their negativity. That's what it is. And I think that that's what I should focus on, because it reaches that point in which they bluff. You know what I'm saying? It reaches that point in which they bluff again and again and again and again. And as soon as they do it, they start to, like, throw this positive therapy. And I wonder, like, when is that gonna just dissipate, right? But my my the main topic was that they retreat and that they start to beg by throwing this positive therapy. This positive therapy is what I seek, but not in the manner that they're throwing it. Not in the manner they're throwing it, in a different manner. But this positive therapy, this is what I'm after. I'm after it. You know what I'm saying? They already showed it to me. They bluffed and they showed me that positive therapy, and that's what I'm after. And well, that's gonna be the main objective for the couple of years to come, to talk about this exactly, this positive therapy. Peace out.